head is in pain. Oh my god. Thought my migraines had gone away. Guess not. It might also just be the fact that I'm not fucking drinking the same amount of caffeine that I was when I was working because I'm trying to hone off. But holy fuck. There's a non-zero chance that Cyrus Allen is the Chiefs wide receiver one. Like, yes and no, honestly. Like, here's my thing. The thing about Rashee Rice, like, if we're talking wide receiver one in yards, yes, it's possible. If we're talking about wide receiver one in, like, targets and touches, no, I don't think it's close. I think that Rice will get those guaranteed short slant routes. That's the kind of receiver that he is. He's never been someone who's explosive, but yeah, that doesn't make him a bad receiver by any means. All right, we have new drafts today, and I am super excited to get into these with y'all. So we're gonna do a warm up with the $2 draft. We're gonna hit the $10 draft right after. Now, big news today. We did lose Jaden Higgins for the rest of the season, ACL. Jaden Higgins is someone I had a good amount of. Let me just enter into one of these. I did get into slow draft for this earlier. But, yeah, if we look at Jaden Higgins, like, that's someone I had a good amount. His movement was pretty high. He was definitely trending in the right position. However, obviously, the ACL tear. What I did also have a lot of was Tank Dell. Now, Tank Dell is going to be an insane value. Because, we have Bijan here. I haven't gotten the second pick in a really long time. Bijan used to be one of my most exposed to running backs. Let's go. Let's freaking go here. No one is home today, so I actually have the chance to speak at a full volume, which is fucking incredible. I know. So, yeah, we're getting Bijan. I'm excited, honestly. I want to see exactly how things change. I want to see how high up we're seeing receivers like Tank Dell, like Jalen Noel get drafted. Obviously, things are going to keep changing, but definitely want to be getting into 1 to 2 drafts a day still as the season looms. But yeah, super excited to be here with y'all. Let's get into this. Yeah, Gibbs goes 101, which was expected. We're going to take Bijan. And let me go ahead and just, while y'all stare at that draft board, make sure that my exposures are completed here. But I believe they should be. Oh, very interesting. The reason I'm getting midday streams now, so I am now what one would call unemployed. Yeah, so I'm at the age of an intern, and my internship ended. So unemployed is like, yeah, true, yeah. But I'm still a student. I got another year of school for me, so got that. Super weird start so far. McCaffrey at 4, Puka at 5. I think people are taking the news that Shanahan said that McCaffrey would have practiced yesterday if it wasn't joint practice. Do I fully believe that? As a 49ers fan with a McCaffrey jersey sitting in my closet right now? Probably not. I would take everything that Kyle Shanahan says with a grain of salt. However, I do still believe that McCaffrey has insane value. It doesn't change anything really here for me, though. So I would still be taking McCaffrey at 7 now, where I will always be ranking Amon-Ra St. Brown over him because I think that Amon-Ra St. Brown is being severely underrated as this low ceiling, high floor guy. I think that he has as high of a floor as Jamar Chase, as Puka Nacua, as JSN. Being in a offense where you have the elite receiver to run over the top, you have an elite secondary tight end. There's a lot of strong options. This is kind of a big body, like comes from the line of a bodybuilder. Basically, has natural boosted testosterone because his dad was fucking jamming that shit when he was a kid. Dude who never gets injured. He has the chance to be the best player in fantasy every year, and I think he can end as a top 5 wide receiver for sure. You are drafting him at wide receiver 4. In my opinion, in a full or even half PPR league, I'm taking wide receiver 4 over running back 3. That's just my opinion. I prefer the low floor. Uh, but I also will acknowledge that I think people are discounting Amon-Ra St. Brown's ceiling due to how high his floor is. But yeah, we're going to see Hampton fall a good amount in these drafts now. I'm surprised Henry didn't fall. Same exact thing happened with the Ravens center getting injured today. Let me just pull up some Twitter. See if I missed anything. I do like doing these middle of the day drafts because I feel like shit changes as we go. And AJ Brown goes. A lot of shit about AJ Brown today. AJ Brown, 7 targets, 7 receptions. Best day of training camp, dominating the Eagles secondary. If they could play the Eagles every game, I could guarantee you AJ Brown would be wide receiver 1 this year. All right, Nico Collins, Brock Bowers, they both go here. We will be very happy with, yes, Drake London makes it to us. Let's take a look here if we've ever had this before. I don't believe so. Yes, it would show up right here if we've had that combination before. And we're probably just going to keep this extremely simple. Just need to see exactly what happens here. Olave goes, so we're going to take Rice. It was between Olave and Rice for me. I do think that Olave is the better pick at this moment. Being that Jordan Tyson's not going to play, you have those early season reps where you're going to guarantee that your draft is going to be pretty special. Pretty special. Jonathan Grenard, that's not fantasy relevant. Let me just keep going to the beginning of the day. So obviously Alvin Kamara. Oh, I was gonna stream it. I did turn on the bully tight end here. We turned on the stream yesterday, and stream wasn't really happening. I tried to get into forgot what the name of that tournament is, but I tried to get into a tournament and it was not filling, and I got frustrated and just ended the stream and privated the video. So yeah. McAfee, cool. Charger Center will miss a significant amount of time. I'm pretty sure that was a ACL that came out today. Alvin Kamara is expected to miss at least a month with an MCL injury. Alvin Kamara's old. He was bad last year. He's not going to be better this year for sure at his age. He is someone that I will always cherish. I was someone who had him for that mythical 6 touchdown Christmas game. He won me leagues, multiple. So I was always a big Alvin Kamara believer. I actually had him in a league last year, and he screwed me. And my thing is that running backs don't just trend up at that age ever. Like if we take a look at Alvin Kamara's profile here, yeah, Alvin Kamara is a 31-year-old running back. I mean, there's just no way I see him coming back to what he once was. And it's unfortunate to hear, obviously, because you always want the high upside out of your running backs, but yeah. But But yeah, that's kind of where we're at on the Kamara side. I've always believed that Travis Etienne has been an insane value. I don't know why people keep discounting him, but I will keep taking him. He is one of my most invested into. I think he is my. I have it on post-it note here. He is my most. So he's not in my most expensive, but he is my third most drafted running back. So that might have changed a little bit recently, but yeah. This team over here is literally just straight my guys. This team at 7 is 4 guys I really like in fantasy. So, especially, like when I say like in fantasy, I mean specifically in these best ball leagues, where it's a little bit easier on you, where you don't have to set your lineup every week. But wow, Allen made it down to 45, and ooh, DeAndre Swift goes. So DeAndre Swift was going to be my pick. I will instead take Terry McLaurin. With the developments here, I just believe that their run game, I'm not a big fan of Rashad White's running ability or Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt in general. So, do I want to take Mike Evans? Not really. Am I a huge Bashal Tunda guy? Not like huge, but I do believe that he will probably be the big guy here. Like you, I think this report was recently released that the Jaguars were like, yeah, like we let Travis Etienne walk. Bashal Tutin has to be that dude. When you think about it, that is completely true. Like, yes, they may be moving towards a more committee style backfield, bringing in Chris Rodriguez. But I mean, dealing with the foot injury with these opening games, you kind of have to set your tone, especially being like one of the darling teams last year, especially late. I just don't see myself saying that Bashal Tutin has that low of a floor, as people are saying. He's a 5th round pick, so it's kind of like that value is sort of baked into him already. I could take Judkins, but I'm 100% sure that the Jacksonville Jaguars will have a better offense than the Cleveland Browns, even though all the projections are lower on the Jaguars this year than last year, still are even lower on the Browns. And he has been the standout of training camp. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean too much, but I'm going to take it as it is. Parker Washington goes, DJ Moore goes, Lamar Jackson on that team. This is the one time I wish I got. I think I've practiced so much with pick 7. Like, that's my most common pick. So I think that I'm kind of used to it. But yeah, getting back to the news. Yeah, just AJ Brown stuff, honestly. There's nothing really too new here. Sorry, I think I actually just skipped past it. Tyquan Thornton practicing on Wednesday after being carted off. So he was on the front of the cart, which is a very important distinction. I never saw the video. So I was a little bit scared. I was moving Cyrus Allen up in my rankings. I was moving Xavier Worthy up in my rankings because they're both the deep shot receivers. Like that's their role. Um, but with him practicing, I'm still very happy taking Tyquan Thornton at the end of my drafts. I think he's very slept on. Again, a Patrick Mahomes guy. If Patrick Mahomes is able to unleash the deep ball, given that he's going to have a better run game and a better safety valve up in front of him, I could very well see it being valuable. We've seen Ramondre Stevenson's ADP significantly turn up while TreVeyon Henderson's goes down. TreVeyon Henderson was going over here on the left side of the board near the 4-5. Yeah, kind of, that makes sense to me, honestly. We have the opportunity to take any QB that we would like. We will take Jaden Daniels if he makes it to us here. Rushing upside is out of the world. And we have his wide receiver 1 in Terry McLaurin. Hertz goes, and Jonathan Brooks. Wow. I'm not too interested in taking Tony Pollard, Jordan Tyson, any of these guys, really. So we may just end up taking Jaden Reed, yeah. Jaden Reed, a guy who will always play in the not as heavy sets, A deep shot receiver with insane best ball flex potential. Kind of where he's being placed right now. I'm just not a big fan of Tony Pollard's. I haven't been all season. My most expensive running back this year is Tajay Spears. Um, and he is my, I think, second or third most expensive player overall, behind Amon-Ra St. Brown, who has been my number one since I've been taking him in the range of 6 through 8 always, if he's there. So in drafts I do, he generally will be there. The reason why people are kind of flipping on that is they kind of are feeling the need to go um, with a running back in the first 2 rounds because running back thins out so fast. Where taking Jeremiah Love feels a little disgusting. Taking Brees Hall feels pretty disgusting. Kyron is pretty disgusting. Javonte, just that injury history is always going to feel a little disgusting. Jacobs is a disgusting person. David Montgomery has such a role reduction. He's at that age where it's like, is he going to get any better? He is going to get more touches, but we'll see. But yeah, we see Tony Pollard falls. Herbert at the 81. The continuous fall of Caleb is pretty interesting to me. He used to be like pretty standard. Every one of these big quarterbacks was going in round 6, and for some reason Drake May broke ahead. Here, don't know why personally. Don't think there's anything too special. Quentin Johnston finally goes. So it looks like he's probably going to go down a little bit in ADP due to that injury that he sustained. I think he was back on the floor, but yeah. Mekhi Lemon was a limited participant this Wednesday. AJ Brown was all over the timelines just because, he's playing against his former team. Dontavian Wicks wins right off the line of scrimmage. Again, looking like he's really great. Travis Kelce versus Noel Williams, and he gets fucking packed up. Charger Center out indefinitely after suffering damage to his ACL. So it's not actually a tear. It is damage, which is very ambiguous. There is actually a difference here where they will probably need to do secondary and tertiary knee stuff here to figure out like exactly what's going on. The team before us has taken Jalen Hurts. I highly doubt that they take a quarterback here. So I will hold off on taking Mahomes, and I will probably just take one of my guys in RJ Harvey, assuming he makes it to us. And if RJ Harvey doesn't make it to us, maybe I take Chuba. Oh. I'm going to take Pittman. We'll level up at receiver again. Again, our receiving core isn't beautiful by any means. We got wide receiver 2, Mahomes and Purdy. So this guy wants all the quarterbacks. So we will take Jackson Dart here. We got 2 rushing quarterbacks that have immense injury concerns, but we'll get our safety valve quarterback towards the end. This will be a 3-quarterback team. Yeah, RJ Harvey, J.K. Dobbins. I just wasn't feeling it with those running back options. I think I had better options in the coming rounds. I do have my anchor in Bijan here, so I think I'm out of practice at this position. Yeah, it's hard to take Chuba, really. He is going a full round after, but he did have the injury concern himself. Cyrus Allen beats Memphis Delane deep. Pop Douglas made Cooper DeJean disappear off the screen. Yeah. Like, Pop Douglas just fucked Cooper DeJean. And Cooper DeJean is supposed to be... I don't know if he was all-pro or, like, what he was, but he was an up-there corner in the past 2 years. Obviously, the interception on Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Giants are receiving a 27 6th-round pick for Daniel Filet, who is a offensive guard. I think he plays left guard. He is not very talented, but Yeah. And then the Jaden Higgins news, I was literally in bed, screamed cuss words when I heard this. But yeah, I just believe a lot in Jaden Higgins. He had a lot of flashes last year. I think that he's a very solid receiver, decent draft capital, in a solid offense that's going to probably be very balanced. If CJ Stroud isn't the guy, I think they'll be very proactive and get another quarterback or get another, kind of put him into a JJ McCarthy situation where he obviously he's not nearly as bad as him, but take this year's bridge quarterback. So I don't know. One of these quarterbacks who turns out to be like very average, end of their deal, and needs another shot to prove themselves. Probably going to be someone's backup because no one that I can see off the board right now is there. Um, but yeah, they will probably be in like a competition. As much as I love Davis Mills, I don't think he's going to get another rep in the league. So um, Davis Mills went to Stanford, huge Stanford fan myself. So what is okay? My thing glitched here, and it was like hiding my Jacoby Myers stake is looking better and better every day. I'm extremely happy. He has the bye conflict, but it's a different team, right? Washington, yeah. I'll take the Washington running back who's stacked now. Jaden Higgins here obviously suffers torn ACL. Not picking him by any means. So we did see Isaiah Likely go, which is kind of unfortunate. We'll take Kelsey, but yeah, I'm not a big fan. Not a big fan. Ooh, we should not have taken Kelsey. We don't have Mahomes and we have Rashi Rice. Okay. That is a fumble by me. Early morning drafts, or I guess not morning, but afternoon drafts. And we'll be figuring ourselves out a little bit more and more. But yeah, we may get into up to 3 drafts on this stream. I'm probably gonna do 2. But yeah, likely going to the Tyler Warren team. Yeah, as y'all can see, I'm standing. I'm trying to burn off some of the carbs I ate so I can eat more carbs. Um, Not gonna be one of those 500 carb guys, but I need to get some good carbs in every day. So I've kind of become a like protein whore where I have gotten my entire diet to be like protein focused. So it's currently 12:50 p.m. in California. I've eaten one meal and I have 80 grams of protein, but I only have 45 grams in net carbs. So pretty low there. I do already have 33 grams in fats as well, which comes mainly from my eggs, I believe. I think my eggs are the big issue here. Yeah, 8 grams of fat. Hold on. Oh, sorry. The 8 grams of fat came from the guac. Yeah. Guac is just something that I give myself to hit my daily fat goals every day, which... Because other than that, I don't really eat very fatty foods. I eat lean meats for the most part. So... Not sure if anyone's interested in this kind of conversation. It's a fantasy channel, so we got a bunch of like degenerate football watchers who will hopefully... Wow, tight end is running. I was thinking about taking another tight end, but Juwan Johnson's gone. Jake Ferg is over here. Juwan Johnson, obviously the immense riser with the injury news. That, damn, Jonah Coleman goes. I'm not taking Tyron Tracy. We can actually have an entire Washington team here. We're gonna take Tyler Algier. I think that, he's gonna start a little stronger. We're not gonna see a lot of reps for Love. I feel like Mike LaFleur, first time head coach, saw that he gave a dude too many reps in the preseason. Saw what happened to it. Will probably not be willing to do that again. We don't have any of these other stacks, so I'm just gonna take Chig here. And Tyron Tracy is just someone I'm not really willing to draft that often. Jacoby Lane at 147, dude. He's actually undraftable. If we take a look here at my guys, like Jacoby Lane at 201 is where I'm drafting him. I only have been able to get 4 shares of him basically, which hurts. Same thing's gonna happen with Cyrus Allen, who I have 5 shares of. It's like down there, like, oh, it's so frustrating. Like Cyrus Allen is probably gonna go off before our pick at 167, which I would honestly hope because I don't have Mahomes here. I can't go for the full Chiefs Commanders lineup. I can go for the full Commanders lineup. Um, I think the next like guy in that range will be like Malachi Fields. I think that he has immense upside. Obviously, I think he's going to be like the third, fourth probably third receiving option in a not so great offense. But his price is super cheap. Taking him in a best ball format where you don't need to decide when to start him every week. If there were to be an injury to any of the guys ahead of him in the lineup, when we're talking about an Isaiah Likely, when we're talking about a Malik Neighbors, we may see Malachi Fields turn into an immense league winner off the waiver wire. Could have the Puka Nacua situation from there, which is, again, what everyone is kind of aiming for every draft, especially these best ball ones. You want to be taking Puka Nacua level players, so. I just wanted to see if I still got it in me. But Bigsby goes 159. Like, this is not my favorite running back room in the world with Bijan, Bayshell Tootin, Tyler Algier, Rashad White. But it's not the worst in the world. I've seen worse. Keenan Allen at 161. So my mistake in not taking Keenan Allen earlier, taking him in a few slow drafts, but again, that's not going to amount to being, enough of a recovery there. I understand taking him on the Daniel Jones team because you're going to get the cheap PPR spam. But at the same time, I don't really. I feel like in games where Daniel Jones is going to be under attack is where you're going to see Keenan Allen's like big PPR spam. This is a half PPR league, which, doesn't make too much a difference, but I think it's going to literally... Is that Cyrus Allen at 166? Holy fuck, calm down. I'll take Trey Harris here, who may just be better than he was in previous years, and we don't really have a good quarterback option here. So we may just stick around and take like a Drew Aller towards the end. Guy who could be a good option. It's hard. All these players are just not appealing. I'll take Pat Bryant here, but none of these players are really too appealing for me. We obviously do have this situation that Jalen Waddle will end up in the blue medical tent every week, probably. We'll get that notification on Underdog like clockwork. I think that Pat Bryant may be able to also edge out Courtland Sutton for some of his roles. Obviously, grain of salt, he's my 6th receiver, 7th receiver on this team. He's going to matter the least. I think Trey Harris is a way better option than him. But this is a new play caller, so we don't exactly know what they're thinking here. And ooh, that is a weird looking tricep. I did legs today. I feel like shit. Terrence Ferguson has been climbing ranks. I don't know how I feel about that. This is a very tight end expensive draft. So we've taken a lot of guys from an offense I don't really believe too heavily in, which is the Washington Commanders. However, I believe less in their defense, so maybe we can get the playing from behind Arizona Cardinals garbage time kind of situation here, which honestly is what made Michael Wilson king last year and what could make Chigakonkwo king, late game touchdowns, late game yards, receptions, that kind of stuff. I think I'm gonna target tight end here. Target tight end, running back, and I think I'll stick off quarterback. If Aaron Rodgers were to make it, I would have taken him as the safety valve. Will start a few games. Now I did say that I wanted a more stable quarterback here. These are two quarterbacks that will play early in the year, but they may suffer injuries later in the year. So to hedge that, I can probably take a quarterback that will play later in the year. Tank Dell goes off, Devon Vele goes off. So these are guys, again, I've been drafting a little bit of, or Tank Dell a lot of, but um, yeah. We do have Drake London, so I'm not taking it. Zachariah Branch. Isaac Tesla is cool, but I would rather take the RB2 in one of the thinnest running back rooms. Ray Davis. Do we really think Malachi Fields gone? I can't really take Malachi Fields. I'm kind of boxed out there. So we'll take Brissett. I'm kind of scared that's a mistake. And we may see Carson Beck playing towards the end of the season, and that's exactly what we wanted. Brissett at 194 is hard to pass on, in my opinion. Just because he is very good when playing from behind. Carson Beck does have the rib injury, so we don't know when he will play. Feel like this team will not succeed without one of Jaden Daniels or Jackson Dart playing a majority of their weeks anyway. So, especially Jaden Daniels. This is a very Jaden Daniels heavy team. So maybe the last quarterback wasn't even necessary, but you looked at range of outcomes, I guess. I know. This is why it's a $2 draft. It's where we're learning. It's where we're making our early decisions before we get into the $6 draft, which really means something. But we have a final tight end to take. Cade Otton is someone I'm pretty interested in. Him and Chris Godwin are obviously the two most tenured residents of the system. So those are the guys that I kind of want, but by tenured residents of the system, I mean like they have played with Baker Mayfield the longest, so. Definitely feeling it. I think I'm gonna pull my shit down. Pull my desk down. And yeah, Surratt goes. I took a lot of Surratt early. I'm kind of. Do I even want to take Surratt anymore? Like, is he even close to being the guy anymore? Probably not. So, not the kind of guy I want to be investing into. I don't feel great about either of these tight end selections, so I'm going to take the guys with the most upside. Obviously, Gesicki is there for the high upside because I feel like he's a tight end who'll play every game. They don't really have much else going on at tight end. However, Darren Waller goes off and we're not going to get him here. Njoku has been running a lot. And I don't know if this means that he'll be getting it. But Gadsden was playing in preseason when every other starter wasn't. Njoku and Charlie Kolar, the guy who goes off at 204, weren't. So 3 Chargers tight ends go off in this draft, and it's kind of because like no one really knows which tight end will be good here. Is the system even tight end friendly? Is kind of a discussion to me where people are just writing it in to be tight end friendly, and I just don't know if that's the case. What the fuck? Literally, what the fuck? Alright. I literally don't know what just happened, Google Chrome, but we're gonna take this, take our exposures. Let me just update the buy-in to a $6 buy-in. we're going to get into the Hound Dog 2. So this tournament, I really like it because of the low rake. Again, that just means that there's more money in the pool. It just means that you're getting more value. Your expected value of winning is a little bit higher than it would be in other tournaments. And we're just going to turn off the webcam group real quick. We are still waiting on this to fill. I'm expecting this to fill pretty soon. But, yeah. Alright, kind of got rid of your pain there from having to listen to my desk go down for a little bit, but we are back. I think that all my exposures should have loaded in. Oh, wait, sorry, I didn't even open the fucking email. We got the email locked in. Let's get back here. And let's reload. What are we at for Bijan? 8.7. It's a nice number here for me. What are we getting? The 4th pick. Hard pick for me. Hard picks. We'll see what we do. Obviously, these are going to be the... I've been thinking this recently. Is it crazy to say that Jamar Chase can also be the best player in fantasy this year? Don't think so. Don't think it's that crazy. We'll see exactly what happens though. Rummy Rams, so he's not going to get his guy, but... Gibbs, Bijan, Chase, Puka. Can almost guarantee myself I'm getting Puka. Again, if there is something weird to happen in the draft, it will always happen after me. I will rarely get the value of the weird draft. CMC, never mind. Never mind. Give me Jamar Chase. I love that. Again, CMC is coming in likely healthy for the season. So I guess that's probably where the dude's mind was going. But I'm very happy taking Jamar Chase at 4. Seeing exactly how this team will spin out. But let's see if we've seen any new... Tyler Warren is questionable. Oh, you're fucking joking. Tyler Warren thigh limped off practice field on Wednesday. Currently on the sidelines with the trainers. Oh, man. That is brutal. I am pretty high on Tyler Warren, so that is not what you want to hear. Yeah, this is another thing to talk about how Nico Collins' target share is going to go up. They had 120 targets from last year leave this room with Jaden Higgins and Christian Kirk. So Jaden Higgins, Xavier Hutchinson is someone that people aren't really talking about. It's a guy I can take a late round flyer on if Jalen Noel isn't there. But Henry hasn't gone yet. Am I gonna have to be picking Henry? I may pick Henry, and I might hate myself for it, but I may pick Henry. If AJ Brown is okay. Thank God, thank God. We're gonna go ahead and take Nico Collins. Again, as we were just talking about, his target share is going to be increased. It's a team that I have taken a multitude of times before. If we look at the pair selection, I have taken this team 5 times. So maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should have thought through my pick a little bit more. But I think the rest of the picks will be a little bit stranger. I mean, getting a running back at the 6th overall pick and JSN, you're pretty happy with that. Trey McBride and Bowers goes off to the same team once again. I'm going to take Breece Hall here. I don't think the injury is insane to Hall. I think the injury to Jeremiah Love is larger. I don't think that there's anything I can do to not take it. That team at 3 sucks. Christian McCaffrey, Trey McBride, and Brock Bowers. 3 individually great players, but situationally, that team sucks, dude. And also roster construction wise, like, you've just fucked yourself. Like, if I take Brock Bowers, I don't want to take a tight end until, like, Chuga Conko is off the board. And then after that, anyone else is pretty much fair game. I think Javonte Williams is being raised up on boards here. I think we're going to see this a lot with running backs getting raised up even higher on boards just because all the other running backs are so expensive that teams like myself are going to feel the need to have a running back on our squad. We will not get a running back in the first 2 rounds, most likely. So taking that 3rd round running back is where we feel more at home. Talking like we're a support group. Jacobs goes at 41. That was someone I was targeting. The reason why Jacobs doesn't have any injury discount, by the way, is because of this. Travis Etienne, that was my next name. Scat, I'm not wary on, but a little bit wary, I can't lie. Like, I don't want to take him straight up right here. DeAndre Swift was someone I was targeting on the way back. I will take Colston Loveland, who could be the leading receiving option in Chicago, which should be a good offense this year. Yeah, I thought that we would be able to get DeAndre Swift here, but we don't. Scat, yeah, this is just very low floor, very high ceiling team. Which, I don't even know if the ceiling is that high with the double tight end. I just think that's a bad build. But I stopped him from being able to take Loveland. So I think I did him a favor there. I do think that he was the best pick on the board. He wasn't even close. I have an idea of who I want. Running back is kind of cooked here, so I might just punt it for another round. Again, Quinshon Judkins is very interesting, but he's not that interesting to me. Yeah, my guy makes it to me, so I'm going to take DJ Moore here. Pretty simple with DJ Moore, honestly. He's Josh Allen's wide receiver 1. Josh Allen is a projected MVP candidate, 1st or 2nd in almost every sports book to win MVP next season. You gotta believe that he will have at least one receiving option that will be playable in most weeks, and I believe that DJ Moore while he's not the most elite receiver of all time, I think that he has the potential to be a top 10 receiver. And I think he's the last receiver within the fifth round that has that kind of potential. Like, he has the highest upside here. Where I don't think Luther Burden or Rome Odunze have above a top 15 potential. Mike Evans, I guess Mike Evans does if you get a fully healthy year of him. Again, insane risk with Team 3 here. Marv goes. I will take Ramondre here. It's kind of like the volume running back. We have punted at running back thus far. We could have taken Chase. Sorry, not Chase. We could have taken Joe Burrow. I'm not a big fan of Joe Burrow's. I think that we can possibly get Joe Burrow at 76, and if we don't, I'm not going to cry about it. We see Dak go off at 64. I didn't even realize that. We don't get Joe Burrow. That's whatever. We can also take I'm blanking on his name right now. Caleb. If we take Caleb, I feel really good about this team actually, now that I think about it. Again, running back is kind of disgusting, but we can fill that out very easily. Jalen Hurts is a guy I believe in a lot, especially in a 6-point rushing and a 4-point passing touchdown league. However, more and more that comes out about this Philly offense, it's harder for me to believe in him. Today, the reports are saying that he had 3 interceptions, 0 touchdowns. He completed a decent amount of passes, but and Caleb goes off to the team next to us, which is completely idiotic. We'll take Jonathan Brooks here. Finally, I'm able to take him. If you look at my Jonathan Brooks shares, 105, 99, 102, 110, 120. So, his ADP now being above 100, where I've only taken him at above 100 once, and that was pick 99. Yeah, I haven't been able to take a lot of him. This is a running back needy team. We are seeing the injury towards Chuba Hubbard, which just means that Jonathan Brooks will get usage. Does that mean he'll be good? I don't. At this point, that's not the same bet. It's going to be who's getting the majority usage in Carolina, and I think that could be Brooks, based on the injury stuff that we have with Hubbard. I do believe that Hubbard also is the kind of guy that they saw 200 plus yards from Rico Dowdle in 2 games last year, and Chuba Hubbard was their guy in the playoffs. So it is very difficult for this coaching staff to move off of Hubbard. And whether that's for a valid reason that we as fans of the game and not actually players or coaching staff of the game cannot really fathom ourselves, it's just the truth. And I think that's something that people are failing to take into consideration here. Dart goes off early. That's another quarterback name I was looking at. I don't have a lot of Dart, and I kind of want to change that. Where did Parker Washington go? 58. Okay. Diggs at 90. Harvey at 91. We could take Blake Corum. That's another running back name I am pretty interested in. I will wait a little bit on taking a Jordan Tyson. I will kind of also wait. I will take Michael Wilson and hope that I can get either Mahomes or Purdy back. I don't care which one because I don't have the stack currently with either. And we'll look to stack them up in the upcoming rounds. But so far, not the greatest of drafts, but I honestly don't even feel too horrible about this draft so far. The reason that we were willing to wait on quarterback is that the teams next to us, 3 of them have already invested in the quarterback. A lot of them may not be intrigued by investing more into quarterback, and Jordan Tyson goes at 95. This is kind of the range where I'm willing to buy him. We'll see how far he continues to fall. 4 RB team. I'm assuming this is a receiver. No, they take Mahomes, so my bet is looking bad. Because now we just need to hope that Purdy doesn't get taken by the Mike Evans and Christian McCaffrey team. So the double stack is probably going to happen here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Y'all could not hear my heartbeat, but it was pounding. It's pounding. Alright. Feeling pretty solid about our team. I think we have a very good build. I think that Purdy is one of those target quarterbacks that, he doesn't really get drafted too often in most leagues because I think Patrick Mahomes is QB 12 generally. So, as far as backups go, he's there. Whoops, my bad. But I'm a 49er fan. I think that Purdy has immense talent. I think the offense will always be elite. I think that he will have the ability to show off that eliteness. I think Jordan Mason has finally been revealed to be a sleeper. Because he is going up in value. I think if we go here, back to the teams page, we look at the Minnesota Vikings. Jordan Mason, my RB37. But I've only picked him after the 110s. And did he go 110? Yeah, he's going earlier. He's moved up about 10 picks based on my average. So again, a lot of that has to be attributed to Kyle Monangai falling. His value isn't as high as it once was. So all those kind of things do matter. I'm gonna take off my fucking ankle brace. I wear this every leg day to make sure that my legs don't get absolutely cooked. I have weak ankles, so. Think about taking Jonathan Brooks where you're taking him. We were not really taking... Yeah, we were not really taking running backs the Carolina Panthers offense that seriously with where Teteroa McMillan is placed on the board, and it's our pick, so. Let's enter. Jacoby Myers goes, who's probably the best pick on the board. I'm going to go with Dobbs here. And oh my god, I am such an idiot. The only receiver left on the board is Jean Stribling. And he is probably not going to make it back to me. Yeah, he goes off immediately. That was a horrible pick by myself. I may also need to take a QB here if Kyler is not there. Okay, so Debo goes. Again, I think this draft is a little bit smarter than the last one. I believe that Jane Higgins went off in the last one. Which I think is kind of stupid just because there's just a 0% chance that Jane Higgins is playing and valuable, but do what you'd like. Okay, I'll take Kyler. think that's one of the earliest I've seen Zach Charbonnet. I do want to take a running back at 141. Or sorry, a quarterback at 141. And the mistake of not taking Stribling or Debo is going to cost me here. I'm not really loving this draft anymore. Taking Dobbs over those guys is not what I wanted to do now that I think about it. I just kind of clicked. If we see Dobbs turn into like a Devonta Smith style guy, that would be great because obviously Kayshon Boutte is in trade rumors. But if Kayshon Boutte doesn't get traded, Dobbs is going to look like a horrible pick. But again, that's kind of baked into his price right now where he's there. Pop Douglas also had the good game. Drake May likes to spread the ball, but not incredibly. Because we did have 1,000 yards for Diggs last year. I was a Diggs owner in one of my leagues, so it made sense. Darnold, Keaton Mitchell, Shakir. I want a running back. This running back room is very naughty. Very naughty indeed. I think it's more the Demo thing. Scat, Tootin, and Demo to the team that took 3 running backs back to back to back. You kind of expect 2 of those guys to go off in the next 6 picks, but not all 3. Ah, Higgins is actually not being picked here. It's kind of crazy. I don't think Woody Marks is that good, but I'm going to take CJ Stroud first and then target Woody Marks after. So Woody Marks goes, so we will not be targeting him. We'll take CJ Stroud and then we'll target a tight end here. Feel a lot better at quarterback. I don't feel great at running back. Tight end, I feel amazing. Wide receiver, I feel amazing. So even without Stribling or Debo, I still feel amazing about wide receiver. I feel like I could feel amazinger. It's not a real word. Better. But this is still a very solid team. Juwan Johnson goes off, so we're not really looking tight end anymore. I could go Naylor, but I think I'm going to go Jonah Coleman and then Chig after, if I must. See, Naylor goes. I did kind of. I do like the profile of Naylor. I do like how much was invested into him. But yeah, we're just going to take Jonah Coleman here. Mike Washington at 147. Holy fuck. Take a look at my drafts. Once again, I don't think I picked him anywhere near that range. If we look at the Raiders. Can't be that high, are they? $202, $201, $198, $213, $193, $190. So very low there. 13% owned. RB19. Very solid pick for myself there. Tank Bigsby, Trey Tucker. Trey Tucker going that high is concerning. What do people think of this offense? I did not think that is warranted at all. So we have 2 unstacked quarterbacks. We have 1 stacked quarterback. I would prefer to go out of my way and stack Purdy, stack Kyler. I could take Hawk here. And I can take... Did Hawk just go? Schultz went. We could take Jennings, who I don't have too much of, but I guess, like, he is a very solid piece on that offense who could get a few touchdowns, who could get some third down play if they use him similarly to how the 49ers used him. So I'll think Jennings, and I can wait on Hawk till the next pick, so I'll take either Jennings or Lloyd here. The crypto market's going up, and I'm getting fucking every notification in the world about this. I get it. My crypto investments are good. New man on the Minnesota Vikings. Bryce Young goes, so we will take Jawan Jennings. We'll look at Hawk. I don't really need Hawk, but if I don't get Marshawn Lloyd, I'll take Hawk. Feel like we may, given this team should probably not take another running back. Caleb Douglas goes. And yeah, I'm not going to be able to take Cyrus Allen or any of those other exciting receivers. I don't... I feel like Hawkinson is so bad. Do I want to take Hawkinson? I don't want to take Gadsden. My Gadsden shares from early in the season, I was so high on Gadsden. Absolutely cooked me. What if we instead went out of our way to take Tank Dell? Or what is, like, Allen here? Cyrus Allen is gone. Never mind. So we will just take TJ Hawkinson and roll with the punches. Where did Cyrus Allen go in this one? Oh, Cyrus Allen went at 170. I just didn't see it. Yo, take the pick. Okay, God. If Tank Dell makes it to us, which I highly doubt he does, I'll take him. We have 3 picks left in this draft, so we have a lot to decide. We have 3 mid-fantasy quarterbacks, so we'll see what happens here. I feel like it's more of a streaming situation. A lot of tight ends off the board, so maybe it was good that we secured our second before. So I feel like I would have been pretty upset if my next option was Gadsden and he wasn't even there. Oh, Allen doesn't make it to us. It's hard to take these hyped up guys because I don't know how good they are. Malachi Fields goes 171. Caleb, look at this little box right here. This is just straight hype. I think that one of these guys is gonna hit. But taking Jacoby Lane and Cyrus Allen in the same draft, I think is just a very stupid move. Is this the first draft I'm gonna see Jaden Higgins go undrafted in? Maybe. May take another Ray Davis share here. I think people went back down to earth with Greg Dulcich after the Caleb Douglas thing happened. We're going to take Ray Davis and hope we get Dulcich on the way back. Otherwise, I'm fine with taking any of these tight ends. And then we'll take a final receiver at the end. These are going to be more disgusting, though. If we don't get Dolchich, I probably won't actually take one of these guys. I'll wait and take our guy here. Where's he? Jake Tonjes. And we may just take a receiver now. If we look at wide receiver, Zachariah Branch is always interesting to me. Yvonne Vele could be the guy. I think that Dolchich is still a better pick. I think Dolchich is still a better pick. This is solely if Dolchich isn't there. Rogers goes, we'll take Dolchich. We still have the idea of taking Charlie Kirk and other receivers at the end. Yes, I said Charlie Kirk. Noel goes. It's expected. There's a lot of movement in ADP in the past couple of days. Keenan Allen moving up. Tank Dell's going to move up. Jalen Noel is going to move up. Obviously, we're going to have a go-to-zero situation for the boy Jaden Higgins. Yeah, boards really do change, like, daily, which is very intriguing. Kalon Black goes because he's getting all the work right now since he's the only one back from injury so far. I do think that Jordan James is the better back. In my humble opinion, I think they're very similar. I think that they're probably going to be in a committee. I do think that Jordan James is slightly better. Vele goes, we don't get that share. That's fine. Waller has been going off consistently. I think people are taking more shots on tight ends. This dude at 5 only has one tight end, and it's Brent Strange, so that's a pretty interesting choice here. Troy Franklin goes. That's another guy I kind of like because he can probably fit into your lineup once or twice if Bo Nix can find him deep. And you probably will see Bo Nix take some deep shots every year or every game, so. Bateman, think the dream is dead. Carson Beck, I get that. Colby Parkinson, I think is a safe pick. Chris Bell has been getting some steam that he may not be out for the season, so. Kayshawn Booty has gone back down to earth. Keon Coleman has the injury. Gonna make sure I don't auto pick here, but we'll take Tyquan Thornton. I think that Tyquan Thornton has the deep shot potential from if we see a resurgence from one of the best deep shot quarterbacks in the league. Probably could have looked a little deeper and seen like Charlie Kirk or something there, but yeah, I'm good with this team. This team is pretty solid. Eli Stowers, who was originally going as like tight end 31 like a month ago, is now like Oscar Delp. Is that his name? I have no idea who he is. Delp. Oscar Delp. Interesting. Yeah, this is a low floor team. Don't love it. All right. I think that's going to be it for me. And I'll catch y'all in another stream sometime. But yeah, I think we had a very solid team here. Obviously, high projected. I think we got some good running backs in here. Again, names that I don't love, but they all very well can get you like Breece Hall is probably going to get you a very solid, stable amount as long as he's healthy. Very solid, stable amount from Ramondre Stevenson. He's the upside back. I don't know if he's exactly an upside back, but you're playing on the J.K. Dobbins injury, which is likely. Ray Davis, who is RB2 in a thin backfield and has some receiving upside where he may get 1 or 2 receiving touchdowns in a game and just be usable in your flex from that. Insane receiver room. Wide receiver 1 on one of the best offenses in the league. Wide receiver 1 in a thinned out wide receiver room. Wide receiver 1 for the best quarterback in the league. Should be wide receiver 1 in an offense that's going to throw the ball because they're behind a lot. Wide receiver 2 behind the second in MVP quarterback last year. Wide receiver 3, but a safety valve. And then the deep shot receiver for the best deep shot quarterback in the league. probably the number one target in Chicago, and then a sheer volume guy in Miami, and a guy who at once upon a time was elite. And, we'll see if the offense hasn't failed him. But quarterback, basically just three streamers. So we have a guy who's starting every week, hopefully. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, learned something about my opinions. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.